Is the internet creating a more distracted generation of students? Does it affect our attention span? New technology has introduced us to new experiences. Ever get tired of homework and go on your phone to check Twitter or Instagram?
Not only does technology affect attention span, but it greatly affects neuroplasticity, or the brain's ability to alter behaviors because of continuous smartphone use. With the generation of tech, there has also been a prevalent generation gap, giving advantages and disadvantages both to the new generation and the old.
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
This isn't surprising since Americans on average touch their phones at an astounding amount of 2,617 times a day. Our cognitive intelligence has been altered as well. In a study at the University of Chicago, 94% of students walked past trees with hanging dollar bills because of their distracting devices.
So we're with Lindsay, a freshman at San Diego State, and we're going to be asking her some questions on social media. So, where do you spend more of your attention? On social media or face-to-face interaction?
I would say that it depends on the day, if I'm feeling more like outgoing or more secluded. But overall, I would say like half and half.
Yeah.
Like face-to-face.
Probably on social media, because it's just always right there. You can always have an interaction with somebody. Face-to-face is kind of like more distractions, more things going on, but when you're texting somebody or on social media or something, you could really just like see what it is and think about it, like what you're gonna respond, and yeah.
I guess probably social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, probably social media.
Yeah.
I'm just like antisocial.
I'd say it's been probably maybe a good mix of both, you know, between work and being at home for 2-3 hours a day and communicating with people. It really depends.
Yeah. Face-to-face. Yeah.
I spend time on social media, but
More, you prefer face-to-face?
How often do you go on social media?
according to my daily screen time, 4 hours average daily, and most of that is on social media. So that's like a third of the time that I'm awake, which is pretty bad.
How often do you go on social media? Like throughout the day, if you were to guess, how many hours a day do you spend?
Well, the iPhone does this thing to expose people where it tells you your daily screen time, and I spend like 4 hours a day on my phone, and it'll tell you like what you spend most of it on, and it's like Instagram and Snapchat. I spend like, it's just always, oh, I'm gonna look at my phone, and then I start just exploring.
If you were to average out your hours?
Too many. I would probably say, let's say like maybe 3 or 4 hours a day.
Hours? Probably like 2.
Average?
Total average, yeah.
A day?
It's like spread out throughout the day, like tiny little increments.
Good for you. Good for you.
Probably like, I'd say probably like 3 hours.
3 hours a day?
Yeah.
I check it pretty often, like in between class and stuff, so
Like an average, like if you were to calculate your hours, roughly?
2 hours a day.
2 hours a day?
Probably spend probably between like an hour, hour and a half.
A day?
Yeah, a day. Maybe some days depending. Maybe weekends a little more. Or, you know.
Final question. Do you think that technology affects your attention span?
yes, because if I'm doing something or I'm doing homework and I get a notification, I always like stop what I'm doing and like check it. And I usually like go on it, and then I start on one thing and then I go to another thing, and then I end up like 30 minutes later and I totally forgot what I was doing before.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I can't pay attention to anything nowadays. Like, there's always something else to look at, and like I always feel like I'm multitasking, but it may not be the most productive way to move. So yeah, it definitely affects it.
Oh, for sure.
How?
I think, well, depending on the technology, can either like make you more focused. So if it's like a technology designed to help you with something, so like my homework that's online, like the lessons, that technology like improves my focus just for that topic. But if I'm like in a lecture and I'm on my phone, obviously that distracts like my attention. So
Do I think technology? I don't know. I would assume maybe if, you know, it's not used in the right ways. You know, I would like to, you know, probably learn more, but I would say the answer to that is probably yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think during class I get distracted by it, and I have to turn off everything and put it away to be able to study and focus on something.
Doing like homework and stuff.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why?
I think that technology is a lot of like immediate gratification, and yeah, I think that if you're scrolling through something, you get bored quick, and then you just move on to another thing. And yeah.
Yes, because if you're doing something and you feel your phone, then that's all you could think about is like, okay, I'm having this conversation, but all I can think about is checking what notification I just got, or seeing how many likes my new post just got, or seeing who posted what. It's just always something that you're kind of thinking about, and it could make you not focus as much on the reality of like what you're doing.
Did you know that actually 1 in 3 prefer face-to-face talking rather than social media? And social media is actually like 35% of people, like their favorite communication is social media, and it's actually texting. So you're in 35%.
Yeah.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah. It is.
Okay.
Makes sense
Stop
though.
it, or- Like texting is their preferred communication.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I can
So-
see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're average. Did you know that the average person spends 9 hours a day on their phone?
Oh boy. I
Yeah.
thought 4 was a lot.
I know, look at you.
I try, I try.
Oh my god.
What does our generation come to?
Go outside, climb a tree.
Okay.
That's sad.
Great.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Social media is crazy.
Crazy. You do a lot.
I'm actually not surprised.
Me neither. Did you know that the average attention span in 2002 was 12 seconds, and now it's actually gone down to 8 as of 2017 because of social media? Because people spend so much time on their phones, they physically cannot pay attention to somebody talking face to face as often. Wow. Yeah, it's sad.
Wow, that definitely makes sense.
It's sad.
Yeah. I'd be surprised if I could last 8 seconds looking at something.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's a big drop.
lovely.
Like 25%. Fucking that.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it's sad.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. Super cool.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Wow.
So we just finished up at state, and based off these results, I'm sure you can find some similarities and differences.
Now here are some ways that you can help improve your attention span.
Number 1, try to pre-commit tasks by building some sort of tool that not only helps you stay on task, but binds you to finish the task at hand. For example, write out a bold and clear to-do list. Now, if you don't complete what is written on your list, you will be upset and feel unaccomplished.
Number 2, eliminate all distractions, or as they call it, burn your ships method. By turning off all devices and storing them out of view, not only are they out of sight, but they are also out of mind, allowing you to accomplish tasks and also keep your attention fixated on what you need to do.
Number 3, meditate. Meditating helps lower heart rate, clear your headspace, and recharge. If your task is intimidating or is easily frustrating, try going outside or somewhere private and quiet to catch up on yourself.
Number 4, last but not least, is to find a place that is safe, secure, and quiet. By this, I mean shut out those who will instigate a response out of you. Thanks for watching!
Really hope you enjoyed your goldfish.